Good morning, good afternoon. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm over here with another video on just interviewing people, and I'm here to catch up with David because I haven't seen David in such a long time. But Dave now has me on speed dial, so jokes aside, he has my number. But anyway, Dave, how you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. I'm blessed. How you?
Good, good, good. I want to go. I want to go back in time because it's been a really long time since I'd interview you, and I know last time we spoke, you had like a giveaway with switches and routers on Christmas time. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I want to take a step back, just go all the way back in time. Like, how's your journey been? Like, I know you worked for Cisco, and now you're somewhere else. So just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, man. So it's from last time we spoke, I was like the video's titled, I was a network admin, right? And I was taking in everything. I was learning about network protocols, traffic flow, and a lot of things. And so but I wanted to grow some more, right? Because in some environments, the path and the speed that I was trying to learn, some environments that I was working in, it was too slow. So I wanted to, do something different. So I was working at Duke at the time. So after I finished at Duke school, I said, you know what, it's time for a different pace. And Cisco, they saw something in me and they said, dude, we want you to come in. And, after that, after joining Cisco, it's like all my, studying, all my knowledge from my A plus, from my CCNA, and of course what you showed me as far as on help desk, just everything came full circle. When I went ahead and was working for Cisco and I was a TAC engineer, it was the pieces finally fit. So taking that path of taking it slow, starting on help desk, and finally getting to that, it worked out perfectly. So after Cisco, of course, unfortunately, there were budget cuts because of COVID. I went ahead and lost my position there, but it worked out perfect because again, I got a new role and kept learning about not just Cisco but Fortinet, Palo Alto, and different type of switches like Aruba, what have you, because there's many different vendors out there. So my journey's been blessed, and now what I'm doing now is I got the tech side, taken care of. I got my study time and all that stuff. That's guaranteed. Now I'm just trying to also have a life work balance. That's what I'm focusing on now. So like we were talking about before, catching up on anime and TV and going to places and stuff. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you like outside of being a network admin and just being a senior network admin because I put the wrong title by accident. Sorry
Yeah,
about that,
yeah.
guys.
Senior network engineer. Senior network engineer.
Senior network engineer.
Yeah.
But outside of being in that, I guess, can you tell me more about how vital is cybersecurity or just security in general when
Mhm.
it comes to patching and updating your ports and switches and routers and knowing your protocols? Because a lot of people they want to learn about these things, but also sometimes I hate ports. Ports are extremely boring, but
Yeah.
you need to know how to do that, right?
Right.
Obviously, ports are super important, and you have to know how to manipulate your ports so they don't become a vulnerability. So let's talk about that a little bit.
True. True. And I'll start off with this. I know me and my buddies, Claude Smith and Jermaine McLeod. We've been rocking for a minute. One philosophy that we took upon ourselves is how can you protect something if you don't know how traffic flows through it, right? And we've been seeing, a lot of people jumping into cybersecurity, right? Jumping into trying to be a, SOC analyst, trying to jump into without doing help desk or anything like that, right? How can you protect an organization from a denial of service attack or a DHCP, a poisoning attack, right? If you don't understand how that works whenever you're on help desk or whatever, what have you, like that. So understanding your protocols, understanding how traffic flow, how it looks on the wire. You got Wireshark and a whole bunch of tools. Understanding how that works and how to secure it, reading documentation and practicing, it's very vital, right? You can't go into, and of course, one of my other roles while I was at Cisco was working for a network operations center and working with the SOC as well. Is you have to understand how network security works. If not, it's like you're going in basically thinking that a production environment is your lab, and you'll be the first person out, out of the organization. So it's very vital to take your time. The money, I know people are, need that money, but the money and stuff is going to be there. But take your time to learn ports, protocols, how traffic flows, how to connect an Ethernet cable into a port, how to power something on and power cycle it, and the importance of it.
Yeah, and then one thing I like to tell people also, this just me, this is my experience is
Hmm.
when we talk about getting into network admin and being a network admin, like I like to make the argument that I like CCNA. CCNA is a good certification,
Hmm.
but I think someone that's brand new or already has experience, they should probably read up on Network Plus first. Not get the certification, but actually read up on it first and to
Yeah.
understand how networking works, and then go into CCNA and actually get that cert because that cert is more valuable than the Network Plus. That's just my opinion. What do you think about that?
So, and let me just make sure I understand. You're telling people, you're saying your philosophy is network. You should get the Network Plus certification, or
No,
just
no, no,
read the
no,
book.
no. Just read the book to get
Yeah.
fundamental knowledge on Network Plus.
Yeah.
Just to understand how networking works, just read the book, but don't get that certification because I know in the job market, CCNA is more important than Network Plus. CCNA is always going to outweigh Network Plus.
Oh, I'm
That's
with
how
I'm
it is
with I'm
everywhere.
with you 100%. I'm with you
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
It's so the Network Plus it's there's a thing such as information overload. It's too much. What I'm saying? Why are we talking about frame relay on the Network Plus? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's we not using that no more, bro. So like you said, Network Plus is a good Bible to go back and say, okay, something on the CCNA, maybe talking about spanning tree or talking about dynamic routing is confusing. Let's go back in the history book, Network Plus, and look at some stuff. But getting the Network Plus, unless what I've seen, if you're looking for a government entity or a municipal entity, it's not really important. That CCNA will
Hmm.
get you in the door, and you'll actually start to understand and start to play around with those switches because it's vital to actually pass the exam.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And
Yeah.
then the way we talk about creating your own lab and working with Cisco Packet Tracer and I know I'm gonna throw this in here because I know you have a YouTube channel and I know you guys have been making videos on this different videos on Cisco routers and switches and studying and going over CCNA and going over different things on networking, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
What's that YouTube channel called again?
Oh, it's text of color.
Text of Color. Yeah, I seen
Text of
you go
color.
live every once in a while and make videos
Yeah.
in there. So I'm gonna have to put that below in the description of this video when we're done talking today. Um, what was I gonna ask you? Yeah, I was also gonna ask you. We're gonna ask you that same question that I asked you a couple years ago, the year ago when we spoke, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask you
Yeah.
that same question, like, and because you have experience now, right? It's not the same
Yeah.
as before. We didn't have experience. Now,
Right.
uh, you're like a Jedi now, kind of, because you have some experience now. Because we have our ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
what is your I guess what is your experience now, or what's your thought process for someone brand new to IT? How to get started in IT? Like I'm gonna ask you that same question again because now you have experience. It's not the same as before. Now you know. Now you could go back in time and give someone else advice. What's your advice on that?
Dude, my advice, it will always be, and I know some folks will probably not agree, is start off on help desk and take your time. You know what I mean? It's I've like you said, I've got experience. I've seen engineers who spent tons of hours troubleshooting an issue when they could have done something that I've learned on help desk, which helped me out a whole bunch when troubleshooting network outage and stuff like that. Rebooting a device, turning it off and turning it back on. And it's start on help desk and start slow. Watch Kev's videos, watch job skillshare videos, learn the basics of just computing in general. Jumping up and going straight to an infrastructure role, who's going to trust you, right? So that's my advice that I would give to somebody that's brand spanking new. Start off on help desk, start slow.
Yeah, I was gonna. I like to. I obviously I'm a help desk YouTube channel, but like
Yeah.
I guess what is your thought process on people that want to skip help desk or just don't like dealing with people?
Um, there's always a cause and effect in the universe, bro. It's always a cause and effect. So you skip, you want to go ahead and skip help desk, cool, right? I've worked with somebody while I was at Cisco who was an engineer who, you know, um, it took them almost a whole day to replicate something that they should have been able to do in 15 minutes.
Hmm.
So it's very critical, right? From a cybersecurity aspect, there was a scan to it and some analysis that needed to be done that should have only taken an hour. It took one of my past colleagues almost 3 days to provide a root cause analysis. So, and they were still wrong, right? So, so it's learn the basics, bro. Start on help desk. It's okay. It's
All
okay.
right. Cool.
Yeah.
Someone says shout out to David, Dre PC.
My boy Trey, what up? What up? What up?
We have Stephanie over here from Twitter.
Steph, what up?
And then
Look,
someone mentioned the color over here. The YouTube channel takes a color one word.
Steph would get mad if I didn't show my ducks. All right, one of my hobbies is ducks, so I love ducks. So Steph, here's one of my ducks. Okay.
And then we got over here text of color one word. So someone was asking about the YouTube channel.
Yeah, text of color one word. I'll actually go ahead and Kev, can I post something in the chat?
You should be able to.
Okay, let me
should be able to.
I don't think. Let me hold on.
And someone said, Stephanie said, haha, not the ducks. And I see Simon's here. How you doing, Simon, from the UK?
Kev, I'll send it to you after. I don't think I can
try posting something. Just try writing something.
Try writing something. It doesn't
yeah,
even
but
give me...
no, on the YouTube channel itself, while being live on YouTube. It's probably got to go to YouTube. Yeah, you gotta go to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, let me go ahead and give that a shot.
That should work. That should work. And then somebody said port numbers are important. Yeah, ports are very important. I see Steven is here. How you doing, Steven?
Okay, let me do that.
I'm all for entry work into the field. Help desk, yes, sir. LOL, he said he loves ducks. Awesome. Okay. Not sure he likes the Mighty Ducks, but we'll go back on that.
Hey, man, we'll go back on that.
Yeah, that's how it is. With some people are afraid of help desk. Some people don't want to work help desk. Some people don't want to deal with customer service. It's very complex topic.
Yeah.
Because I know that there are a lot of people that I get questions. I get asked a lot. How do I skip help desk? And I'm like, why do you want to skip help desk? What's wrong with help desk? I don't understand.
Yeah.
They get so much. Help desk gets so much hate for some reason.
Yeah,
people hate help desk for some reason.
And it's it's you said it perfectly. The customer service aspect. Some people, they get some people's reasons I've heard is they want to get in IT because they don't want to engage with people anymore, right? Or they don't want to they don't want to go ahead and do tedious things on the help desk. But it's really wrong. So. Nah, I'll go ahead and be the first one to tell people like, yo, help desk is love, bro. And you gain friends and be a part of a great big community while on help desk as well. So, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I agree with you because when I worked because my background is I started for the DOE Department of Education as a field technician, but then after that I moved into IT support help desk, and you go into an avenue of touching. Depending on what kind of help desk you work, because every help desk is different, right?
Yeah.
Like I worked with Cisco Call Manager, making changes in Call Manager, making changes on someone's user PIN when they can't log in, setting up VoIP phones so they could work from home, where they connect to their Wi-Fi or they're hardwired, depending on how they're set up. And I'm learning all these different things. This is not regular. That's not ordinary help desk. And password account creation, working with HR, new hires, terminations, onboarding. Hardware support, dealing with PCs, desktops, printers, upgrading someone's memory. Maybe their computer is slow for some reason. Understanding the operating systems, understanding how to deal with different users, different clients, because you're a help desk. And I talked about this all the time when I go on a job interview, right? Mm-hmm. I tell people, what makes you different from all the other candidates? And I tell them, I'm help desk and I'm Dr. Phil. So what do you mean? I'm Dr. Phil, because when you work IT support, you're Dr. Phil. Technically, you're Dr. Phil. You have to deal with customer service. You have to have empathy. You have to know how to talk to the user, how to talk to the client.
Oh yeah,
I am Dr. Phil because I have to manage that person. I have to know how to talk to that person.
Yeah.
So technically, you're Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
If you work IT support, because you got to know how to deal with people.
Oh yeah.
And it comes with the territory. Learning these technologies, you have to know how to deal with people. It's super duper important. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot avoid people. And it's the same thing in every job. That you cannot avoid people. Even if you work with vendors or you work with your team, you still got to talk to people anyway, regardless. Even if you don't want to deal with the customer, you still got to talk to vendors and also people that are not customers, just like network team, cybersecurity, sysadmin, everything. So at the end of the day, you still got to talk to people.
Yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
same. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But one thing I also want to say, wear different hats. Let me see here. He says, I did CCNA certification 2021. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any jobs. What do you guys? Can you guys help me?
Sure, sure. I guess my question to that person that asked that is was your first certification, you know, your CCNA, right? What's your job experience? Do you have help desk experience? Do you have any type of just IT experience? If you jumped in gung ho just getting the CCNA, CCNA is not an entry level certification, right? And it comes with it comes with experience as well. So I would say, and it also depends on your area as well. I would say slow it down, take a look at what's available in your area, because that's very important as well. Who's hiring, what skills they're looking for, you know, and that's about it. Because now we're um, moving into the times of they want somebody that's 4 or 5 dimensional. It can't just be um, you just know, the CCNA. You got to know how to reset passwords, how DHCP works, how Active Directory works, because you may have some people may have moved their Active Directory to Azure, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
you got to wear different hats, just like Dre said. So, yeah.
Yeah, you'll find some jobs, which is kind of weird now because we're in 2022. You'll find like some jobs require you to be cloud and help desk, and sometimes as a network admin, you got to do security too,
Oh yeah,
like a little bit of everything. So it's kind
yeah.
of different now. It's not like they want more from you now.
Yes, and
Yeah.
quite honestly, security is everybody's responsibility. It really does not matter who's what or what have you. I mean, if somebody calls in, hey, can you change a password for me? That may be a bad actor, right? Calling in, acting as if they're the CEO of the company, and you just change the password. So yeah, security is everybody's responsibility. And I think I see the chat respond. And I think he stated that he didn't have IT experience. So
Experience, yeah.
so yeah, man. So it's unfortunately right that's part of it, right? And I actually touched on that earlier. Is nobody's just going to trust you with an infrastructure role out the gate, so you got to get some experience under your belt. Get help desk, service desk, field technician, so that you have evidence on your resume, and just so you can have confidence and leverage for yourself that says I've done this before. Just having a CCNA is not going to get you through the door.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Like a certification does help, but it's not gonna help you all the way for a job. I always talk about certifications. Like it's gonna some companies they see it and it may give you an opportunity to get a job interview
Hmm.
depending on the company, but you need more than that. It goes back to your experience, goes back to your project work, your home labs. Also goes back to your LinkedIn. Like if you have a good LinkedIn profile, oh man, you have CCNA, that's gonna help you a lot.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
LinkedIn is very important.
yeah, and don't be
That's
afraid.
how we found each other. So
Yeah, man, and don't be afraid to post your labs, man. You know,
mhm.
dude, everything that you may have spent 4 or 5 hours, working on your lab. Don't keep that in your mind or just in your house. Post it for the world to see. Somebody, I've had many recruiters. I post something about, routing or something like that, one of my labs, and they said, "Hey, you looking for a job?" And I said, "No," but it comes out, right? So you never know if you're doing a lab, and Kev has videos on help desk labs. You're doing a lab on Active Directory and maybe creating a group policy, right? To push a certificate down to PCs, downstream to PCs. Showing a lab like that, bro. You'll get eyes looking at your post like, wow, this person is detailed oriented. They have some soft skills. They're able to explain in layman's terms. Let's inbox them. Let's DM them and get them a job.
This is the first time that LinkedIn actually works for live stream. I guess they fixed it. They listened to me. I'm like, you guys need to fix your Melon app so LinkedIn works. And yeah, this is from LinkedIn. I started my career in help desk. Great learning opportunity.
Yeah, most def.
And then someone was asking, I saw here, how many years has he been doing network admin? It's a good question.
Oh yeah. So roughly about, I want to say 4.5 years. 4.5 years. I've been in tech for almost 6.5, going on 7 years.
And I know at some point, I know I'm not crazy. At some point, you had training for A plus and Network Plus. I'm not sure if I remember that. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
wrong.
yeah. Yeah.
You
That's
did
where I
have
started.
training for that.
Mm-hmm.
You were doing training for that for students or for people. I remember that. And then you
Oh
were doing
yeah.
training for network admin too. Is
Yep.
that still available?
So because that was actually with a boot camp company, so they still are operational. Like I said, I just the thing that I'm doing with Text of Color, I just wanted to give back to the community for at least a year or two, right? And I don't know how long I'll be able to give back because of course my responsibilities are scaling up at work, but I wanted to give people that opportunity because I see so many boot camps that are stealing people's money
Mm,
and
mm.
are promising them a dream when it's unrealistic. Why try to take $5,000 from somebody that's trying to transition into tech when they're not going to get an infrastructure role with no experience, right? So, I try to go ahead and have this class show people, hey, it's more than just having your cert. You got to be able to talk in an interview, especially in a technical interview. You got to be able to talk protocols, talk how traffic flows, be able to identify the source and the destination. So
Mm.
this is why me and my buddies, we went ahead and created that YouTube channel and this free training platform, just to help folks out and that are maybe trying to transition into being a network engineer or try to transition into the cloud or what have you. So they or trying to transition to cybersecurity, so they understand. Do you know how to talk the language? Do you understand how traffic flows? Do you understand the who, what, where, why, and how? So, yeah.
Yeah, if you ever want me to do a video with you or anything, let me know. I'll be more than happy to collab with you on
Gotcha.
your channel. So let me know if you need like a video on Active Directory or something like that. I'll be more than happy to do collabs. I always like doing collabs with different people. It's
Gotcha.
just how I
Gotcha.
am. So someone's asking for your YouTube channel. I'm gonna have to go look it up.
Yeah, I just dropped it.
You
I
dropped
just
it?
dropped it in the YouTube. Yeah, in the YouTube chat. You should see it.
Let me see. Uh, is chat working today? Let me see here. Oh, I found it. I found your channel. I found
You
it.
got it. You got it. Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, I found it. I found it because for some reason I'm letting you post, which is weird. I
Yeah.
put it in. I put it in chat.
Okay.
You're on LinkedIn, by the way, too. So I'm gonna put it on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
So when
Cool. Cool. Cool.
I stream on LinkedIn. It goes to LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter. So
Ah. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm
Gotcha.
on 3
Gotcha.
places now. I used to be on one place. Now I'm all over the place.
Hey man, you blowing up, man. You Hollywood now, baby. You Hollywood now, baby.
But I was gonna ask you from your standpoint, have you done any security like Security Plus or any security training at all?
Yeah, through Fortinet and through Palo Alto,
Got
right?
it.
And that's strictly network security, right? But that's also a gateway into cybersecurity, right? Because you have to learn about CVs, you have to know about the CIA triad. So that's my, using network security was my way of getting into cybersecurity, right? And so doing that, doing some try hack me rooms or what have you, really helped me out with the job.
Try Hack Me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
Try Hack Me.
Yeah, brother.
So much easier than Hack the Box. I use Hack the Box. It was like
It's clunky. It's
it's
clunky, bro.
clunky. Yeah, it's very
It's clunky,
clunky.
bro. Yeah.
And what was I gonna ask you? Yeah, Try Hack Me. I don't know about that, but I use Hack the Box. Much easier for me. I actually makes sense to me. I understand it. And I was gonna ask you. What was I gonna? Oh, do you recommend any Juniper certifications?
Um, I would say it depends on your environment, right? Um, because Juniper is definitely a different syntax. It's, and I think somebody asked me that before. Is should I go through the whole Juniper track? A lot of
Mhm.
environments aren't using Juniper, and a lot of environments aren't saying, hey, we'll hire you if you have your Juniper certifications, right? A lot of my experience and people that I've known, if they don't have Juniper certifications, they'll hire you and they'll train you. They'll give you a 6 to 8 month leeway to learn it and get those certifications. So it's totally up to you. It just depends on the environment. But
Would
Juniper is definitely a good certification, definitely a good technology to use in your environment and a track to go by.
would you say it's relatively the same as Cisco or completely different, like
Completely different.
different?
Completely different. Yeah.
Someone was asking about your thoughts on the CCNA cyber ops cert.
Um, Okay, so I'm gonna give my take on all security or cybersecurity certs. Stop going after them. you know, stop going after them. And the reason being is that you're gonna learn more you're gonna learn more and really have bigger of an impact if you're doing labs and you're networking with people, right? Whether attending virtual conferences or doing, try hack me or hack the box and posting it, what have you. I'm learning that cybersecurity is not a gung ho certification field.
Mm.
It's more so how are you adding value? How are you doing threat hunting? Are you doing in your spare time? Are you adding value to like some channels like Kev's Discord or some other security discords? Are you adding value? That's how your name gets out there, not so much just getting certs.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like most I made a post about this, and it actually got really popular. One of the posts I made was, can you please stop search stacking? Like people
Yeah,
are search stacking for no
yeah,
reason, and then, like
yeah.
it just gives people a bad impression of you. They're gonna assume you're memorizing the questions and the answers when you have like 1,000 certifications. Like I see people do that too. Like I see someone get like 10 certifications in 1 month. I'm like, what the hell? Are you memorizing? Are you memorizing the questions and answers? Is that what you're doing?
Listen, nobody hugs you at home. It gotta be, because because you gotta have a life. And the thing is, right? Let's say you do search stack, right? What value can you add in a production environment? Because it's like, bro, it's not sunshine and rainbows. Nobody goes specifically by the book or by the certification. Some environments are entirely different,
Hmm.
right? You may read, oh, IPsec VPN, setting up haggle, right? It needs to be like this, that, and the third. But maybe for your environment, it needs to be set up this way. Can you explain that verbally? So you getting all these certs and just going by the book is not going to help you if you're not flexible. Sometimes the certs, and I've seen it, right? They make people too rigid because they're too
Hmm.
bent on, I spent $200. I know what I'm talking about. Nobody's saying you don't, but you gotta get your feet wet in the environment to understand that, hey, this is a good foundation to get the cert, but this is not the end all be all for applying it to a practical sense, right? If that makes sense.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I agree with you. Um, and somebody wrote to me actually. I moved to Canada last month, back home in the network administrator. Currently looking for a job, but it's not easy. Hmm.
Um. So, Kev, if I may just add my 2 cents. So
Hmm.
right now, I'm not sure if they've been doing market research, but right now it's in most companies, and I see it on Twitter and LinkedIn or what have you. There's a big hiring freeze across all
Yes.
companies.
Yes.
So don't take it personal. Don't take it as if nobody's giving you a shot or there's no opportunities. It's They're not going to announce it, but we're in a recession, right?
Hmm.
So it's people are trying to pinch pennies and see where they can flex dollars and when they cannot. So I would say keep looking, don't give up, give yourself a break, don't overexhaust yourself, but definitely Q1 or Q2, there should be opportunities popping up globally.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like right now, it's the job market's a little wonky. Like people are still hiring, yes, but it's super hard right now to get a job in IT because some companies there's a lot of layoffs, especially from FANG,
Hmm.
like the FANG companies. You guys don't know what FANG is? Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. So even Microsoft too is layoffs. So you gotta be careful right now.
Yeah.
You either stay in your job and wait it out until the job market fixes itself, or you find a job, or you get a reference. Like sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. So like if
Oh
you know
yeah.
someone and you go back in your past jobs, maybe they may know someone else is hiring in another company. You don't know, right? You want to ask somebody else. So sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. It goes back to like that's how a couple of my friends have been able to get jobs this year, even though the job market has been messed up.
Hmm.
They've been just getting references from other people based on their experience, or getting a job just by joining social events like career events, or
Yeah.
like I went to AWS Summit, for example, and I went to was a Spice World
Spice
event
World.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
went to
yeah.
that like last week in Austin, Texas. So like you're gonna have to do something out of the ordinary in order for you to get a job in IT. It's like networking is very important when it comes to to getting these jobs too, because I talked about it, LinkedIn, networking, talking to hiring managers, join career events, social events, whether it's hybrid or remote. Try to put yourself out there. That's very important. Just putting yourself out there, because you cannot say you need help if you're not speaking up. You got to speak up and say you need help. You're not gonna get noticed if you're not making yourself notice. So you got to make yourself notice. If you do that, then people in the hiring managers, okay, this guy is looking for a job. All right, let's go talk to him. You got to make yourself stand out. This is not the same job market as it was when it was COVID. It's totally different now. So just answering that question.
And folks, and just to add my 2 cents behind Kev is, I get it. Some of you folks may or may not have social anxiety. That's why they created the platform of having things virtual as well, right? So maybe you don't want to go into a big convention because of COVID, risk of exposure to COVID, or you just, you have social anxiety. You can do it online and just start messaging folks and create friends, add people's LinkedIn, and just, create connections there. And people will just help you just for the hell of it. So there's plenty of accessibility out there for you to upskill and network with people.
Yeah, exactly. And then someone said, work cannot replace life experience. I agree with that. And then someone was asking you a question. Would you recommend programmers to switch to networking?
Ooh. So real talk, I can't give you that advice, right? Because I've never been a programmer. You know what I mean? So it's totally up to you, right? And my question back to you would be, why do you want to switch? What's the purpose, right? And then maybe we can have a conversation, right? Because maybe you can add value in combining what you learned as a programmer or a software developer and maybe doing DevOps, right? And maybe being a network developer, right? And creating, scripts using Python or what have you to program switches. So maybe you can combine the two.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Someone said networking marketing is always good to find it. Yeah, I agree with that. But you should be, your LinkedIn should be so strong that hiring managers and job recruiters should be reaching out to you. You shouldn't be reaching out to them. So if you have a really good LinkedIn profile, like it really makes you stand out. And I'm not talking about like just having a nice picture. I'm talking about everything, like customizing your URL on LinkedIn, interacting with people, just putting useful content out there, interacting, just engaging with people. It could be anything. It could be like, I need help with studying the A+, and then you comment, oh yeah, go look at Professor Messer, he's free. Or I need help with Network Plus, go look at Professor Messer. Oh, I need help with learning CCNA, and then you throw like things in there. Oh, Network Shock or David Bumble, whatever. You just put useful information on LinkedIn, and then people are like, oh, this guy actually he's all over the place. He's just going all in and just answering questions and everything. I want to add him as a friend, and then you see people engaging back and forth, and then eventually hiring managers will reach out to you like, oh, this person's actually very active on LinkedIn. Yeah. They want to do something better. They want to make themselves better. So it's very important. LinkedIn when I first started, it was not important. Now it's extremely important. Everyone keeps talking about LinkedIn everywhere I go. So,
yeah.
And then someone, any specific advice for people that are interested in non-tech part of IT? Do we still need helpdesk experience with CompTIA certs? It depends on the job. If you want to do cybersecurity, the non-tech thing would be like government risk and compliance, like GRC. And just to answer your question, Gerald from Simply Cyber has a free GRC course, so I recommend you look him up. He has a GRC course, and I'm friends with him, so I recommend you look at Gerald from Simply Cyber. They do non-tech roles and more like risk and compliance and stuff like that. So not sure if you want to add anything to that, but just recommend you look at that. And then the government jobs, like some government jobs that do security, they may require Security Plus. So it really depends on the company.
Yeah. Nope, 100% behind Kev. GRC is definitely the way to go if you're trying to do non-tech, or if you're trying to be a BA, a business administrator, or what have you. Sometimes just getting the certs is all you need, honestly. And having prior experience in a role that's similar. Yeah, Helpdesk may or may not be required.
Yeah, and then you could always, like, everyone wants to do like Helpdesk, right? Sysadmin, network admin, or cybersecurity, right? You don't even got to do that. You could go into sales if you want. Like sales for IT. There are sales for IT that
Oh
I
yeah.
see people make a lot of money. Like Black Heights community. I'm friends with Black Heights, and they do. He always talks about sales, right? So if you wanna go into sales, look at Course Careers. Course Career has a platform, and usually those people that do Course Careers, they end up getting a job in sales, making 60K their first year, and then making 200K their second year, because it goes back with sales and commissions and all that good stuff. So you may want to look at that as well. So just throwing some 2 cents in there. So there's money in sales. There's a lot about
Listen. Yeah, man. And it sometimes it doubles or triples um, from the technical side. From the engineers. So yeah.
yeah, definitely. And then someone said program and network automation. Yeah, that's
Oh
fire.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
But that's not to take away that you don't you only need to know a little about networking. Don't get it twisted. You have to know how traffic flows and how to program it outside of the programming language. So knowing hand in hand, you become that network automation engineer. Definitely.
Yeah, and then you got to know the 7 layers.
Oh, you mean the 8 layers? The eight
Eight
layers,
layers,
man. The 8 layers. 8 layers. 8 layers. 8 layers.
eight.
8 layers.
Oh man, what was I gonna ask you? I was gonna ask you what are your plans for I know the year is almost over, but what are your plans
Mhm.
for this year for 2022?
2022, it's honing in on the skills that I've obtained and the certs that I've obtained and really making it second nature, right? I got my NSC 5, I got of course CCMP, and of course my ultimate goal is still to get a CCIE. I know it's just my personal ultimate goal. I don't care about getting a ROI because I know that's talked about a lot on Twitter, what have you. CCIE may not be worth it anymore, but it's just my own personal thing.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
making things second nature, being able to talk about protocols, things that are defined in the RFC and how it relates, and me constantly be able to, maybe be at a round table with Kev and a whole bunch of engineers, right? And give a presentation that's supposed to be an hour long, but in 10 minutes on how something works, right? So I'm taking my time honing in on that stuff and also giving back to the community that I'm a part of, Text of Color, because again, I don't know how long I'll be able to keep giving back. So guys, if you do want to join or what have you, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn and be a part of that. I'm definitely going to pull Kevin in the future, but yeah, man, that's my goals. No more certs for me for a while. It's more so honing in on that knowledge that I learned and applying it to my production environment that I work in.
No, I agree with you. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
That makes sense. Someone was asking about package tracer. What tips do you have for CCNA to study better?
Um, so Packet Tracer is, and I can only tell you about my experience. Packet Tracer is what I use to pass my CCNA,
Hmm.
along with Real Gear. You know, I feel funny just I felt funny just using Packet Tracer because I know I wanted a job after the CCNA, right? So it wasn't just about passing the exam. So I went on eBay, saved up, like $200, bought a lab, boom, had a lab. So doing that, using Neil Anderson's
Yeah,
Udemy course,
you understand.
that's my boy. He's a hundred. Um, and using David Bombal and,
Dave
and, and
Bumble.
just combining a whole
Mhm.
bunch. It's not just using, and this is gonna tell my age. It's not just using, the CCNA book, and this is the old CCNA book, but it's not just using the book. You gotta rely on other people, other things. 'Cause sometimes maybe what you read in the book, it's too many big words. So maybe David Bombal or Neil Anderson breaking down in layman terms that he may combine switching, to Super Mario trying to get to the flag at the end of the level or World One. So, and I think with Neil Anderson, he puts you on a schedule as well. So definitely Packet Tracer, Real Gear, multiple resources, and multiple blogs, folks that have gotten their CCNA. It helped me out 100%.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was gonna say. It's good though. Good.
yeah, yeah, and last but not least, take breaks. It's
Mm.
not 7 days a week. You have to study, bro. Have a life. Go ahead, go, play Halo, go dancing, um, go to Comic Cons, have
Mm.
fun, and then come back and say, all right, I've been away too long. Now I have the energy to go ahead and study. So
Yeah,
that's my
those
advice to you.
those burnouts, man. Those burnouts, especially you get burned out in IT and just studying everything and then applying for jobs. There's burnout for everything. There's burnouts for joining Zoom calls. There's burnout for having studying certifications. There's burnout for applying for jobs because no one wants to
Hmm.
hire you. There's burnouts for everything. You gotta take a step back and just relax a little bit,
Yeah,
do something different, and then come back to it. Because if you don't do that, it's gonna mess you up.
yeah, bro. And I've experienced burnout, man, and it's not fun. You'll end up not doing things for 3 or 4 weeks, 5, 6, 7 weeks, right? And maybe, right, you you not doing those things for 5 or 7 weeks, maybe an opportunity that you were looking for that fit right what you were looking for passed upon you because you burned out. So yeah, take a break, take your time, and just enjoy the journey. And listen to your body, know when to pace yourself. Maybe go to the gym, do some taekwondo, something. Just
Mm,
go have fun.
mm. Someone was asking about NGFW.
Uh huh. Oh, next generation firewalls. Okay,
Yep, yep.
so yeah, and that's not just Fortinet. Most providers like Cisco with Firepower and Palo Alto with their solution, they provide next generation firewalls. And basically, what it is if you're familiar with ACLs, access control lists, those are typically the old school firewalls that basically are stateless. They just, hey, do you meet the criteria? We're going to let you pass through. Next generation firewalls, they add the entire OSI model, right? To
Hmm.
where if they're going to allow traffic or deny traffic, and I hope I made it as simple as possible. I hope that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
Okay.
Someone said I just got hired for a Cisco program as a network admin. Their goal is to get us CCNP. What is the eBay? What is the eBay material you purchased for a couple $100 again?
Yeah. So if you go ahead and go to like eBay and just type in CCNA lab, CCNP lab, you'll see multiple providers that'll go ahead and multiple people that's just selling an entire lab, and you just buy it comes with a rack and everything like that. So yeah, just go ahead and search on YouTube. Honestly, I mean YouTube. You search on eBay and you'll find it.
I'm gonna skip this person's question. I'm gonna come back to you. But Jacob just says a message directly to you. Appreciate sharing, guys. Networking being my interest currently. This is my episode. Can you ask David if he foresees staying in networking, or is he gravitating towards another thing?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, in the future, of course, I want to go ahead and go back to learning programming languages and combine that to what I know before shifting to, um, before shifting to maybe a cloud technology or what have you. The thing about me is I don't want to study anything cloud unless it's related to the job. I think that's overkill. So I like to stay in my lane and what I'm doing right now, perfect that, and then small and bits and pieces, learn some things that are related to my job, and then when it's time for me to move to the cloud, it's almost a walk in the park.
Yeah, and that's not to say not to avoid the cloud. You still need to know the cloud in some of these jobs. So it really depends on the company, depends on the job. So
Hmm.
cloud is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. But you have to remember that a lot of these infrastructures they still on a hybrid environment. So
Hmm.
you have to know a combination of both or one or the other. It really depends on the company.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and then someone asked this question of both of us, and I'm gonna say it depends where you live. They're asking like should I do AWS or Azure? Really depends where you live, to be honest with you, because some places they may ask for Azure, some places may ask for AWS. It goes back on that. Like I will go to their job market, I look at Indeed or Dice or LinkedIn, see what they're asking for in your market, and then focus on that. Now, if they're asking for both, then I would just do one. Like do your preference. Like AZ900 is pretty good. I like AZ900.
Hmm.
That's really good. And then AWS has the cloud practitioner, which I definitely like that as well. So it really depends on the where you live and stuff like that. I don't know if you
Yeah,
want to
man.
add to that.
Yeah, dude. And Kev's 100% because, um, dude, maybe the place where you live, they coming into agreement, as far as the government contract is saying, hey, dude, we're all gonna use Azure or AWS. So, do your market research within the area, maybe in a 20 or 50 mile radius. If everybody's using Azure, and you're looking at job postings and you meet at least 60 to 75% of their wish list of requirements, and you're missing a cloud technology, and they're saying Azure, or AWS, then boom, do that. But only do that if, if you're meeting 60, 75% of the requirements, and if you've actually, if it's needed, right? Don't just, like Kev said, don't just search stack. You're going to waste a whole bunch of dollars, a whole bunch of time if you're search stacking and you don't even have one lick of IT experience.
No, I agree with you. Like some people will search stack, and I don't like search are good, right? It's just I don't like you wasting your money. I don't want you to waste your money on
Yeah.
things that you don't need, right? So
Yeah.
you really want to do your due diligence, do your homework, figure out what you require for the job area or the job market, and then go based on that. Because I live in New York, we use both certifications, right? We do require Azure and AWS, and some places are asking for GCP where I live, right? I live in New York, but if you go to another place, it's totally different. It's not the same thing. It's completely different. So
Yep.
I don't want you wasting your money because it's your hard work money. It's money you earn from busting your ass, right? So I want you to make sure you don't spend money on things you don't need. Just it's just based on my experience.
Dude,
So
I'm with you, bro. Folks, he's just saying nothing but facts, bro. You really do. I'm serious. Do your mark. I've seen people drop, and I've seen people drop almost $800, $900, $1,200 on certs, and they hit me up. It's like, Dave, I can't get a job. I'm like, all right, yo, rap to me, talk to me, what's going on? And they say, well, they're not hiring me because I don't have enough experience. Okay, say, okay, how long have you been in IT? Oh, I've never been in IT. The hell are you doing? you know, I'm not going to trust you, right? If I was a hiring manager, dude, you never touched a computer. Being sarcastic, right? But you never touched a computer. So go ahead, take your time. Start on Helpdesk. Start on Service Desk. Because like Kev said, every help desk and service desk is different. And maybe you may be interacting with Azure AD to reset a password. You may be, interacting with Google Cloud AD or AWS. You maybe have AD there, right? And that may be your first, encounter with a cloud technology, right? And how it works, how, and stuff like that. So, dude, take your time, chill, relax, network with people. Takes Kev's course, get some Cafe Bustelo, get you a bagel. You don't know, what I'm saying? So just enjoy the journey. Don't try to rush it too much.
yeah, and I saw David. David said there's so many free resources in this day and age that it doesn't make sense to waste money. I agree with him. I agree 100%. Like, there are so many free resources. If you go to my Discord channel, there's a channel called Free Content. If you scroll on that, and also, like, I'll give you a real example. Microsoft has their free training, and they give you a voucher once you do their free training. Take advantage of that. Like, it's there for a reason, right? Microsoft are giving you free vouchers. You do their training, and they give you a free voucher after that. Why don't you take advantage of the free resources? You shouldn't be paying. You should be paying absolutely nothing for some of these certifications. Yeah. And then I'll give you another one. Ian Neal Security Plus. He gives out the free voucher every month for free, absolutely free. He does a giveaway every month. You just got to sign up for his email address. Just sign up. He gives out vouchers for free every month. Like, that's another free resource. And then if you go into Mike Myers' YouTube channel, he does giveaways as well, like A Plus, Network Plus. Like,
I'm telling you,
there's so many free resources out there. You just gotta go and look for it.
Yeah, guys, and please do not, please don't waste your money on these boot camps, bro. There's too many free resources. If you need, if you're joining a boot camp or something like that for discipline, cool. Get you some buddies, right? Or join a community like Kev's Discord or something like that, and get your group of like 4 or 5 people. Boom, that's it. But please don't go out here. You're transitioning to the tech field, and you're contemplating dropping almost $7,000 for a boot camp for 3 months. Please don't do that.
Yeah, and I see Noah was asking about what experience, what things could I do from having a background in retail? You could work Helpdesk. And I'm not even making that up, because anything that's restaurant related, it's customer service related. So you could transfer that over to IT support or Helpdesk.
Yeah, so. And Noah, just to let you know, me and Kev came from retail. I came from Domino's and working at a grocery store. Kev came from working at a restaurant. You hear his story. So everything you do in retail, you're that much, you're that much more marketable to come in and do help desk. Because right now the game is changing. A lot of companies are not hiring know-it-alls, right? They're hiring people that knows how to talk to people, that knows how to have a random conversation about the Ninja Turtles, right? While you troubleshoot, while you change your password. So, definitely go ahead and bring those skills in. And I'm sure if you talk to Kev or myself one-on-one, we could probably pick apart what you know from a retail and that you could put on your resume to go ahead and apply for maybe an entry-level tech job.
No, and no, you're a member on my YouTube channel. Because you're a member of my YouTube channel, you get free coaching one-on-one with me. I don't know if you know that. So I put that as a members only. So if you're a member on YouTube, you get free coaching with me. That's the benefit of having membership on my YouTube channel. So you get a one-on-one with me absolutely free. So take advantage of that. But let's see. That was funny with the Cafe Bustelo.
Oh man, dude! When I came up to New York 2 weeks ago, bro, I had to stop by when I was when I stopped by before I met up with Antoine. Dude, I had to stop by and get me a cup. I went to some local spot in Stamford, Connecticut, before going to Manhattan, and bro, felt good to be back home, bro. You smell Cafe Bustelo through the windows, man. I'm telling you. You see that little yellow? It looks like Pikachu. It looks like this.
The Pikachu.
It looks like this, and you like, yo, I'm gonna have a good day.
Yeah, I missed you. Unfortunately, I wasn't here, man.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
We'll catch up again, though. I wanted to highlight what Jacob said because if you guys don't know, I am friends with Heath Adams. I'm friends with TCM. I'm friends with Zach Hill from IT Career Questions. So I definitely do recommend TCM if you're trying to get into pen testing. I appreciate what they're doing over there, and Heath Adams has a. So if you're a veteran, you get a discount on TCM. I don't know if you guys know that, but if you're a veteran, you get a discount. So definitely recommend you look at that. And then Dave just said that I'm doing a giveaway, one free voucher to try Hack Me in the next 12 months. I'll be doing a drawing on them on the 15th of each month. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's good for you, David.
Thank you, Dave.
I don't know if you've seen any of his work. David has been all over the place, and he's working as a SOC analyst now, and he came from like IT support as well. So, and then somebody wrote, "That is literally true. I landed my job and Helpdesk 3 months ago. They're currently giving extreme emphasis to customer service. Customer service is an important thing in life, like." Just in general, like just any job you go in IT, you need customer service. It's really important. Yeah. So
even where I'm at, right, in my tech journey, bro, even from an infrastructure level, you gotta have it because Kev said it the best. Like maybe you're working with other engineers and other companies, dude. If you excuse my language, if you talk like shit, bro, nobody's gonna want to work with you. Maybe they're gonna wait to talk to another engineer on your team and say, hey, this person talks like they got some sense. Cool, I'm okay with troubleshooting with you. So yeah, man. Customer service, treating people with kindness, it'll get you far, bro.
Yeah, definitely. If you get respect, you get treated with respect. It goes back and forth. You just gotta know how to. It's not super hard. The hard part. You know what the hard part is? Is when you gotta get out of your shell and actually talk. That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
Once you do that, you're good after that.
Oh yeah.
And it's all about confidence. All about confidence. If you have confidence and you're not sweating when you're helping a user and you're showing them that you care about them, you'll be fine. But if you start sweating, especially with the executives, you start sweating. They smell that sweat from far away. Like, oh man, this guy doesn't know what he's doing.
Exactly. And you never know, right? You may be troubleshooting an issue. You never know, right? You may have, anxiety with talking with people, what have you. You never know what you have in common with somebody else. Dude, I was troubleshooting something and the phone conversation was like dry. Then out of nowhere, right? This guy, he was watching My Little Pony, right, with his daughter, right? And I was like, oh, I was watching My Little Pony with my friend's niece. And we just started going back and forth. Then out of nowhere, the conversation got to, Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees, right? So you just never know. So coming out of your shell is it's easy when you're on tech, man. It's just, just throw out random topics, talk to folks, and dude, and just have fun. This is the most important thing is just to have fun.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. And Noah just donated $20. I send you just email me, Noah, and I'll do one-on-one training with you. But yeah, I agree with you. Customer service is very important. Like, if I didn't have good customer service in my hedge fund job, I guess the asset management job, he wouldn't have flew me to Dallas. I went he like they flew me to Dallas, but the hotel was free, everything was free for me.
Yeah.
And that was because I worked for the CEO, and I broke it in a non-tech way, and I had wine with him in the conference room. We had wine, we ate together, we hung out, because he saw that I wasn't just a random IT guy that just wanted to fix the issue. I actually wanted to build a relationship with him and get to know him well, like not just fix a ticket and do a ticket and close a ticket. I wanted to interact with him, and that's the difference between me and other people, because you have retail, I have fast food, and we love working with people. So like when you go and talk to people, it's not that bad. It's pretty easy to deal with somebody. And I rather fix a computer and deal with a customer there than actually work in a restaurant and work as a line cook and cooking chicken or washing dishes, or just doing all those other things.
Don't remind me, bro. Don't remind me. Dude, you just reminded me of like, man, it was. I remember it was a morning I had to make like 50 pizzas, bro. I couldn't even feel my hands no more. I couldn't even play Halo when I got back home. I was done.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. It's so much like it's so much it's just the customer service aspect. I'd rather do IT support than work in a restaurant. That's just too much. Restaurants are very painful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But shout out to the folks that do it. Definitely.
Yeah,
kudos.
no, I appreciate it. Yeah, kudos to the folks. That's why this is just me. I'm not sure if you do this, but that's why anyone that does pizza delivery or just delivery in general, I give them a very good tip.
Oh yeah.
Because I done the delivery before. I know what it's like to only make. I was making $5 an hour when I worked in delivery, because you rely on tips. So I give out good tips because I know what it's like to not make money and bust your ass. So very important. And then someone said, let's see here, talking about the voucher. Yeah, you get the voucher for free. I just put the link in there, but someone said, I was an airline customer service, now working desktop support. Nice. And someone was talking about caffeine. Caffeine is a good common ground for small talk, especially in the morning.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just donated $10 for Happy Dad seltzer. All right.
I love it.
Helpdesk is very it's so underrated, like so
underrated, bro.
Yeah, and people sleep on it.
Got like personal experience, and you're talking with somebody that worked at these big companies, that worked at Cisco. I'm telling you, Helpdesk, very underrated and very important, bro. Because I'm telling you, the most issues can be solved by turning it off and turning it back on, bro. I'm telling you. So everything that Kev is, and I'm being serious now, everything that Kev is shooting out on his channel, shooting out within his community, I'm telling you, start off with Helpdesk. It's A-okay. I'm telling you, right after that, and you bust your ass and you work hard, is infrastructure roles, maybe cybersecurity, maybe network engineering, maybe pen testing, maybe cloud engineer. It's there, but get a foundation before you go to those infrastructure roles. I'm telling you.
And the thing is like I said before, Helpdesk jobs are not created equal. Like, and some of them pay a lot of money. Like if you work fintech like I do, you pay a lot of money. So
Yeah.
it's just finding the right job that takes care of you. It's all about doing your research too. Just make sure you're in a good company, because the companies don't care about you. And I talked about this in a live stream on another YouTube channel that I spoke with, and I said, and I'm going to say it on my channel, because I said, and people got mad at me because I'm going to spit facts, right?
Yeah.
People get mad at me. I'm like, if you die tomorrow, your job will be there, and someone will take your job.
Yep.
If you die tomorrow, that job posting is going to be there, and then someone else is going to take your job. No one cares about you.
Yep.
No one cares about your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is in IT with some of these jobs. So you got to find a company that takes care of you.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Yep. Very important. Very, very important.
Yeah.
Someone was asking about security roles in security certs. I mean, that's not my realm, but if you want, you can reach out to me directly, and I'll give you people that I know that work cybersecurity, and you could talk to them. This is LinkedIn, so you can message me on LinkedIn and let me know. We'll talk about that. But speaking of restart, it's kind of funny when you asked if there was a restart. You could check the uptime and see 3 weeks. That happened to me with one of the executives. I was helping him, and I'm like, man, this computer is super slow. And I clicked. I was trying to print a document for him. I printed a document.
Yeah.
And it took me 10 minutes to print a document.
Oh nah, bro. Was it a local printer or was it like plugged in directly into the PC?
No, it was a local printer.
Oh, come on, bro. Nah.
And I'm like, let me see what the uptime is on this computer. And it said 125 days or something like that.
Oh nah, bro.
I'm like, what is this? And then I rebooted it, and then I told one of the executives, I'm like, go get coffee and actually no, they're doing updates. go get breakfast.
Yeah. Go to Target. Go to Target. Stop by. Something else to do something.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Go do something else because this is Windows updates right now, and it's been up for over 100 days. It's doing all the Windows updates that you haven't restarted. We told him, you have to reboot your computer. He refuses to reboot his computer.
We met people like that, man. We met people like that hate to reboot, but then as soon as an attack happens, I don't know how it happened, and then the indicator of compromise is their computer.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
that too. Yeah, it's like what happened here? Why did my computer mess up all of a sudden? What happened? It's just like that and that with the reboot, and then the other one is where people put their passwords underneath their keyboard. That and the other one.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
Man, oh boy.
This is exactly why I do network security in the first place. I was like, oh my good Jesus.
Yeah, and then or when you kick, they click on everything that they get through emails.
Yeah.
And they think everything is real. Like, what is this link? $25 free Starbucks.
Oh my
coffee.
goodness.
Let me click on that link real quick.
Kev.
Especially since it's October.
Dude, one of my projects back in June was pushing MFA because of that. Because people were like, oh, I got an email that they were gonna send me $100,000 to your work email, bro. Come on, man. So, I love end users, man. I love them to death, man.
Yeah.
So
we would be without a job with the end users.
Oh yeah.
End users give us our job. Like if something breaks, it's because of them. I'm grateful that I have people that don't know what they're doing.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad.
It saves me a lot. It gives me a job, so I appreciate that.
I'm happy.
Yeah. It makes my job. It makes me keep my job because we have people that don't know what they're doing, and that's how it is. And we try to educate. Right? It's not like screaming and yelling at customers. That's one thing, screaming and yelling at customers. Don't do that. Please do not do that. And then the second thing is don't make the customer feel stupid. We don't do that either.
Yeah. And guys, this is, I'm not sure if you heard me earlier. That's why I said, the game is changing. Nobody's hiring know-it-alls in tech anymore. It's even one of my good friends, I had to coach him up and let him know that he had to kill the know-it-all attitude. It's, you gotta, one term I like to use whenever I'm working with maybe end user is to say, we're going to work on this together. I need your help just as much you need mine, and that makes them feel empowered. Maybe, they were the cause of their computer messing up or something messing up, but, make them feel empowered, make them feel smart, just don't make them feel stupid. That can go very south. And it's depending on the organization, you never know who you're talking to. Politics play a very big role into you keeping a job, or maybe the IT org not getting MacBooks, right? Or getting console cables or getting the newest equipment because you just made X, Y, and Z feel stupid on a call.
Yeah, that person might be, you don't know who that person is. Just take care of everyone. Don't scream and argue with people. I know someone that got fired recently because he didn't have good customer service. So you just got to be careful. You got to be careful with what you say and what you do because you never know who's watching. And make sure you cover your ass. Very important. Someone said started with A+ and got an AT support role. Now working towards my network plus. I want to do cybersecurity. What's the next thing I should do? I can't really answer that question because it depends what you want to do with cybersecurity. Cybersecurity has 50 roles in itself. Yep. Do you want to work blue team? Do you want to work red team? Do you want to work purple team? What do you want to do?
Yep.
It's kind of hard for me to answer that question.
Yeah, and dude, what's your and again, this is not, we're battling back with you. We're trying to build you up. Is what's your purpose for going after certain certs, and why do you want to go through that? If you're just doing that just to follow a trend, then you're lost. You don't even know where you're going. So
Mhm.
identify what your path is and why. If you can identify your why, right? And why you want to do it, you'll maybe Kev, myself, other people that are on LinkedIn and maybe on Twitter can definitely go ahead and give you some insight that maybe will help you go. Just don't go out here just getting searched just because you just finished with another one.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
you gotta have a plan of action. Goes back to plan of action. What is your plan of attack, basically?
Hmm.
And that's what it is. And I need to help me, David. At some point, I should probably bug you for some network videos on my channel.
I
'Cause I know
got you.
some people want to see network videos on my channel, so I should
Okay,
probably do that with you at some point.
bro. You know I owe you, bro. You don't. The only reason why I'm a network engineer because of your help desk stuff, bro. So I got you.
Thanks, man.
I got you. You already know.
Let's see here. Is Kevtech a very strict boss? I was a very when
Yes,
I was
he
I was
is. He
yes.
is. I listen. He is a strict boss, but he's fair. Okay, he's fair, folks. He doesn't just break you down. He breaks you down and he builds you up. Definitely,
Yeah. I'm like
definitely.
Gordon Ramsay of IT, kind of. I guess.
Oh man.
Um, what's your? I'm gonna ask you one more question. I'll let you go because I know we've been here for over an hour now.
Yeah, yeah,
What's your advice for someone that wants to get started in knock? Because I just saw someone say I started in knock.
yeah. I just started as a knock tech. Um, you know, if you're working as the knock right, working as a knock tech right now, I would say, don't go for, if you already have your CCNA, don't go for your CCNP or any other certs. Really understand, what tools you're going to be working with. How do they affect your day to day and how they affect the environment, right? Understand traffic flow. Do you understand the purpose of a source and the destination from a layer 2 and layer 3 perspective? Because if you do not, and again, I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings, um, what are you there for? So you have to understand source, destination. How does traffic flow? The who, what, where, why, and how. TCP handshakes. How does all that flow, right? You have to understand how it flows. Um, and you learning all those tools, taking your time, not getting any other certs, and just take your time and learning that, you'll be very, very successful. And maybe, I'm not sure what level you're at in the knock. Maybe you're level 1, right? Level 1 in the knock. You can move up to level 4 just because you took your time, and then you'll be the person maybe at level 3 or level 4 that's brought into those infrastructure meetings that are doing changes to the environment, that is doing changes, that are doing lab practices for the engineers, the implementation engineers, or what have you. So definitely take your time. Don't go cert chase, and actually just learn your job and learn those tools, and then perfect on it after a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
And someone was this person's all over the place. I have 3 years of experience as a knock help desk, getting a
Uh-huh.
bachelor's in computer networks and cybersecurity this fall. Have CCNA, Security Plus, Linux Plus with a clearance, and I cannot get an entry level cyber role. So
Okay.
you're over the place.
Okay. Okay. Um, first things first, the knock that you worked at, I want to say, have you reached out to, your manager or your team lead to see if there's a SOC, right? Because maybe you can go ahead and end up being a hybrid and add value as a 3 or 4 dimensional player, right? So take a look at that, and also maybe you don't have to just jump straight into getting an entry level role in cyber. Maybe you can go ahead and add, the skills that you're learning from Sec Plus and maybe some cyber, skills that you're learning and apply it to your knock role. And here's what I mean, right? Working at a knock is not just networking, right? A lot of my experience, a lot of my friends' experience is you're doing network security as well. So it's a section in security, which again, cybersecurity falls under security. So you work in a section of it. So maybe it's not your path to, go back, right? And go lateral and go to SOC. Maybe you start off at knock and maybe you jump towards network security or cybersecurity infrastructure, right? By learning these tools. So take your time, you know, be at the knock, learn these, learn these tools, learn about CVEs, learn about everything you learned at the sec, the sec plus, and apply it in your knock role and you move up. Maybe you don't have to do a lateral role that you're going to have to start from the beginning again in SOC. You just basically created your own SOC role while on the knock, right? So you have to manipulate, you manipulate it a little bit. And then maybe you'll get your, infrastructure role has somebody security guy.
Yeah, and then like what you said earlier, I'm gonna add on to that. What you said earlier, yeah, I definitely speak out to your manager. You never know if your job is hiring inside the organization, and then you want to know if you could shadow a tech. Maybe you could shadow somebody in cybersecurity in your job. So I would probably do that first before trying to look for another job, and just focus on what's in front of you. Focus on what you're doing in your job and see what they have, and see what you can learn and see where you could go on. But definitely focus on what's in the job, because sometimes the hiring manager or the person you're working with, at the manager, they may have a role they could pivot you into for cybersecurity. You never know unless you ask, right?
Facts.
So just saying. Let's see here. What that person say? The SOC manager is hiring others from outside for SOC.
Okay. So back to and Kev, I know we're going over, but I want to give this advice. Is outside looking in, and you can educate me and tell me if I'm wrong, right? If they're hiring others outside, right, that's telling me, a couple of things. You're not networking with him enough. You're not having brown paper bag sessions. Maybe you're not having BS talks with him. Maybe small talk, right? It can't just always be about business, bro. It can't just be that, right? If you're talking with them, you're gaining a relationship with them, and maybe you're showing them what you're doing on LinkedIn, right? And connect with them on LinkedIn, and they're seeing, whoa, I've had small talk at the coffee pot with them, right, in the break room, and they're doing SOC stuff, and they made it known to me that they're trying to work on the SOC. Maybe I should give them a shot, right? And again, this is me outside looking in. I may be wrong, but definitely give that a shot, and take a look to see if you are or if you aren't doing those things. Because again, nobody's gonna know what you want unless you speak up.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to speak up in your job. So if you're in your job, and there's this thing called quiet firing. Not sure if you heard of it. So quiet firing basically means that the hiring manager does not give you responsibility. He gives all your work to somebody else.
Yep.
He promotes somebody else, or he brings somebody outside the organization.
Yep.
It's just giving you a bunch of signs that he doesn't like you.
Yep.
So if your manager doesn't like you, or you don't build a relationship with the manager and the company, that's called quiet firing. Basically, they want you to leave the organization. So I'm not sure what your relationship is with your manager. I would definitely try to build a relationship with him, whoever it is, and try to get to know them, and just like what Dave said, try to BS them a little bit. You play around, talk about stuff that's not tech related. It's just, it's not politics. It kind of is and isn't, but you got to know how to talk to your manager and just get to know them a little better. Because sometimes they just they want someone that is able to do their job. Some of these companies, but also they want someone that's able to have a connection with them, or just communicating with them outside of their job. Some companies are like that. They like someone that's a little bit more sociable. So
yeah, and it's piggybacking off what Kev said. What if it is they're doing quiet firing, and maybe you guys don't have a good relationship? Tomorrow's a new day, bro. The big thing in tech is you leave your ego at the door, bro. If you guys have a bad experience, pull that person into a room, apologize, whatever you've done, learn about how they feel about you. Maybe it's a miscommunication, and then start repairing the relationship from there, right? And maybe quiet firing may turn into quiet promoting, right? So you never know, right? So maybe clear the air, get some conversation, take them out to lunch, because you'll probably have to do that sometimes, and find out why, find out the who, what, where, why, and how, and it'll work out wonders. And maybe if you don't want to do it this job, apply it for the next job, that you may do. But ego, I've seen in tech, is a real big thing, and sometimes it's really about us setting it to the side and trying to understand why. Maybe, let's say me and Kev, Kev was quiet firing me. I'm gonna go ahead and say, yo, Kev, if you're not busy, I catch him on a weird day. If you're not busy on Thursday, I want to treat you to, a bacon, egg, and cheese with some Cafe Bustelo at the local spot on your lunch break. It's all me, right? And it's like, of course, in Kev's head, he's gonna be like, I really want to say no, but I'm a lead. Let me say yes. And it's like, I gave him that space, right, to go ahead and be free. So you have to politic. You have to understand. It's a part of it. And you taking that time to understand each individual person as an individual and cater, it's just like having a big family, understanding how they operate. Come on, bro. Come on. It's you may repair something that wasn't even, that was just a misunderstanding in the first place.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it goes back to communication, and everyone has a title. I don't look at a title. I treat everyone the same. So it's like,
Yeah.
with that, it's very important. It's just treating everyone the same. At the end of the day, everyone's human, right?
Yeah.
So just having a conversation with that, and he actually answered our question. He said they had me shadowing someone who was working in security compliance. I followed up with them, but nothing. I ended up leaving to join Cisco as a network admin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, good for you, bro. Good for you. And Cisco's a great company. Like Kev told you guys, I've worked, I have contract roles with Cisco 3 times, and all of it was a great time. So network, have fun, and everything that me and Kev just talked about. If you saw that has bad stuff and maybe in the previous job, apply these tools and these advice that we give you for the next one. Cisco's a big company. Make sure you're leaving your ego at the door. If you have an issue with somebody or maybe miscommunication, clear it up. That's the only way you're gonna jump up that ladder, bro.
I was gonna ask you more of a personal question,
Yeah.
more like a personal question for me, and then we'll stay here a couple more minutes. But how has it been for you, getting a job in IT, being African American? Because I'm Hispanic. I'd like to ask that question because I had issues too.
Yeah, no, it's been tough. Because it's it's they. Right?
I hate asking that question.
No,
but
no,
I have
it's
to ask
not,
that question.
no. I want you to ask me that question because it's real, right? There's more required of me, right? David has to be an expert. I have to know my shit 100%, right? And I've worked with cats who are not of color, right? And they don't know shit, right? A job I worked in the past. Of course, I got my CCNA. I know my stuff, right? I'm junior level, right? There was a person with a senior engineer role, didn't have their CCNA, didn't know how to program a switch. They've been doing everything in the GUI. They weren't black. They weren't of color. The fuck why, right? But then you put me right, and you put me through a 4-interview process. 4 interviews, 2 technical. Right? It's tough. It's tough, but it's life, right? It's life. So it's the world is shaping people to sit and cry about it. Nah, bro. Go ahead and use that as motivation. And what I do all the time is become that dude who knows his stuff. You ask me about something about spanning tree, I'm gonna say how much time you got because I'm brewing up some Cafe Bustelo in the back room. Because we about to talk for a while. You know what I'm saying? So it's, people of color, it's you got to be that expert. You got to be that expert in everything that you do, unfortunately, right? So, Kev being Latino, me being, me, it's the Haitian network engineer. It's us getting in the field and showing that, being an expert adds value, right? A lot of these people who are not our skin color, right? They're getting booted out, bro. They're getting booted out. So we're doing a good job. So, don't get sidetracked, don't get dismotivated. Just use that pain and that shit you see as unfairness as motivation to get better, bro.
And I like that because I always get comments on YouTube like, oh man, you have I appreciate you, Kev, being a guy of being Hispanic or Latino, making videos on YouTube because there's not a lot of us in IT.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with African Americans. There's not a lot of like when you see someone that looks like you, it motivates you. Like, oh man, I want to get a job in IT.
Oh yeah.
Motivates you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, and it's so crazy. You know, you'll see people that sees you in these roles, and they see you having fun being you, being yourself. Maybe when being somebody that likes hip hop, listening at your desk, wearing the coolest shoes. But then, out of nowhere, if Kev calls me and says, "Dave, I need you to configure this switch, and for 5 buildings, and tell me the who, what, where, why, and how you're configuring it," and I can go ahead and code switch, right, and give you that breakdown. It's a skill, bro. So it's shine bright. That's it, bro. Shine
Yeah,
bright.
and I could be that. I could be that kid from the bodega, and then outside of work, and then in the office, I'm wearing a suit and a tie, or I'm just like I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
And you got to know how to switch it up, and you just switch it
Hmm.
up. So,
Yeah.
someone
Where
said, "Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, David, and Kevin Partner. Love the podcast. I appreciate you both."
Jacob said wearing the coolest shoes. Jacob, you want to see my shoe? You want to see my shoes I'm wearing right now? I'm waiting for Jacob to say yes, because I got my favorite shoes on. So Jacob, you just give me the word. You know what? I got you. I know we're out of time. I got you. Right. So this is an example, right? I got my favorite shoe, right? The Jordan 3 Cement 3s.
Nice.
One of my favorite shoes. So it's, moving up the ladder, bro. It's possible, but always be yourself. Know when to code switch, and be an expert at what you do, bro. No matter what it is, whether it be help desk, whether it be GRC, whether it be technical writing or network engineering or security, know it to a T, to where nobody can question you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Okay. Someone just asked me a question. Good question. Kevtech, please. How can I get experience to learn the basics? Is that what you're asking, or
Okay.
A plus is A plus? Like he responded. I learned basics of A plus, number plus. What is next? You shouldn't be getting any more search. You should be focusing on getting a job in IT.
100%.
Focus on getting a job.
Yeah.
And if someone said, "Is that IT shoes?" I'm like, "Yes, that is IT shoes."
But yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, man. So just like Kev said, Moose, just get a job, bro.
Yeah,
Cut, cut.
you're search chasing now.
Yeah, bro. You're search chasing, bro. Kill it. Kill it. Go ahead and even if you can't find a job, because I'm gonna be realistic. Maybe it's just not. It's not there for you. There's plenty of opportunities to volunteer. Kev has, and Kev, you can correct me if I'm wrong. In the past, Kev's done internships to where you can showcase, right? You can go ahead and showcase what you know, what have you, and do internships and add on your resume, right? And a key thing I've been sharing, what I got from my mentor, Claude Smith, is that if you do things on YouTube, or you're showcasing your work on YouTube, you can add that YouTube link to your resume, so people can go ahead and see what you know. So definitely do that. Definitely.
Yep. Yeah, I'm part of Rice's Cyber. So Rice's Cyber is a nonprofit organization for cybersecurity and IT training. Is absolutely free. You could volunteer there and add that as work experience on the resume. So I'm actually a director for Rice's Cyber. I'm the director for New York. So I do IT training for minorities in IT on that platform. And it's absolutely free. You can join. So it's Rice's Cyber. And then someone said, going back to earlier, I got a good job with A plus. I know people who got the trifecta and still tell me they can't find the job. Yeah, it happens.
It happens, bro.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It does happen.
Yeah. Stop wasting your money.
Yep.
Stop wasting your money. Get what you need, and then go out there, go in the wild.
Yeah, someone was asking me about Rice's Cyber. Send me real quick here. It's a nonprofit organization. So we had a Comic-Con. We did a couple of different things.
Nice.
Yeah. And I did how to build a home lab for free because we have a Discord for Rice's Cyber. So there's a lot of stuff involved. I just put the link. It's free. You could volunteer for cybersecurity or something else. You'll be a volunteer, and then you could add that experience on your resume, and then you can start applying for jobs. Like, it's absolutely free, and all you gotta do is just volunteer. So put that link in there just now because someone was asking me about it, and yeah, I'm part of that. I'm all over the place.
He's all over the place. He's a jack of all trades, bro.
Yeah.
I love it.
But If you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna let you guys go because I know me and David been here for over an hour talking, just chopping it up, talking about everything, a little bit of everything. I know Dave's busy today and he's doing some stuff. So, someone asked a question. Is Dave excited for the return of Bleach? That's funny.
Listen,
That's funny.
Bleach is returning to IMAX, right? The first time is going to be on IMAX, so I'm ready for the 1,000-Year War. Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm excited for Bleach as well. I'm an anime fan too. I love Naruto, One Piece.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards, One Punch Man. I'm an anime. You gotta do something with your time outside IT. You know.
Oh yeah, bro. So, have fun. Definitely.
Someone asked a good question. It's like, what position is higher than network specialist?
Nick, what up, man? I know who that is. What up, Nick? Network specialist would be because again, you're specializing in everything network, right? So, but you don't own the network, right? So the next thing would be a network admin, right? You have the keys to the kingdom, you know. So that would be the next step, either a network admin, network engineer, something along those lines, right? Or system administrator, right? Because the system administrator is going to have the keys to the kingdom as well. So along those lines are after, right? So definitely look into that, Nick.
Yeah, there's so many roles in network admin, and then you could be you could go into network management too. There's a network management roles as well at some point. You need to have experience first, obviously. So I love Kevin and Dave even more clearly because you guys are a man of culture because we love anime. That's funny.
That's it. That's funny.
I have a Discord. My Discord has a channel just for anime. That's how much I love anime.
Kev legit has just anime talk. No tech talk. Is just Kev will boot people out, and I've seen it. Like, yo, we got another channel for that. Straight anime. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember we were talking about Demon Slayer. We talked about Tenjin's fight with Gutaro. So, dude, yes, join his Discord. Straight up, you know.
That's funny.
So, that's how you network, bro. You know, somebody may have not talked to before likes anime, and now you guys connected there. Then you guys can go back and talk about tech, bro. So, man, that's how you network, bro. Find some common ground. So
I'm gonna let you guys go, but before I let you guys go, I wanna give the floor to David and just give your final words.
Final words, man. Kev, thank you so much. You know, it was great catching up, folks. My LinkedIn is always open. You know, feel free to reach out. If I don't, contact you back immediately, please don't get upset. I am a busy man, but I will get back to you. But remember, don't give up. Anything is possible. Always believe in the impossible and always find a way, bro.
Definitely agree with you on everything. I'll put all the links in the description of the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Dave, stay over here with me. I'm gonna let these guys go. Take care, guys. Peace.
All right. Later.